I've been using religiously for the last 2 years has now been discontinued, which means I'm now on a quest for the best replacement in terms of colour and quality. The hair dye that I'm looking to replace is the all-seeing dye in the shade Hell Kitty by Killstar. And by your recommendations, the dye that I'm going to be trying today is by Manic Panic. And in terms of trying to colour match, I was a little bit stuck because Pussycat Pink is kind of the colour that I want to go for, but Hot Pink seems to be a cool toned pink, more so than this one, and I do want that kind of cool toned kind of fade away as opposed to the red tint. And so I ended up buying both to test them. And to be fair, right out of the gate, the shade Hot Pink by Manic Panic seems to be a near identical colour match to the Killstar Coven hair dye in the shade Hell Kitty. Like, they are very, very, very similar. I think maybe the Manic Panic is a little bit brighter than the Killstar shade. And then as you can see, Pussycat Pink is way, way brighter. So I imagine that this would look very similar when you put it on, but this would fade a lot quicker. So I'm gonna go ahead and test these hair dyes, but don't worry, I know that my hair is kind of not ready to be re-dyed yet. So we're gonna cut to a clip where my hair is gonna look really, really bad, and we're gonna ignore it because I'm testing hair dye. Okay, my hair does look a little bit crazy, but this is the easiest way of touching it up when I'm at home on my own. Usually I go to a salon to get like all the details touched up, and as you can tell, my roots are looking horrific. But here is how the dye is looking in my hair. I use the crazy colour blue just for the tips for the blue bit. And this right here is the Hot Pink by Manic Panic. And here's how my hair looks after washing my hair. Ignore some of the patchiness when it comes to the actual dye job. Again, I am waiting to go to the salon to get my roots touched up and to basically get all of the colour professionally redone, including this. I mean, what happened here? But I do think the colour actually looks quite nice. I think the colour is also quite bright. It didn't make my hair feel dry or cracked, and I do feel like it is pretty vibrant on camera and in person. Now, being cynical, I would say that the Coven hair dye is still a bit better, mainly because I've just never had issues with slight patchiness with that hair dye as opposed to this one. Again, this could just be my application, but I've done this for so many years. I am surprised there's some areas that are still quite light. But overall, I would rate the Manic Panic shade of pink, which is closest to the original hair dye that I like to use, about an 8 out of 10. I think it is a pretty good alternative, and at bare minimum, even if it doesn't last as long, it is way easier to find.